You're standing at the dealership. On one side, a Ford Expedition, massive, confident, built like a tank. On the other, a BMW X5, sleek, sophisticated, smelling like new money and expensive leather. Both are calling your name. Both cost a fortune, and you have no idea which one is actually going to stay on the road. Here's the truth. This isn't just a comparison. Get it right, and you're golden. Get it wrong, and you're either stuck in a German repair shop or wishing your American tank had an ounce of refinement. But wait, everything you think you know about these two is likely wrong. In 2026, the data has shifted. The rugged American brands are facing a massive recall crisis, while German engineering has quietly climbed to the top of the reliability charts, with one German brand now sitting comfortably in the global top 5. If you buy based on a 10-year-old reputation, you are going to lose. Today, we're breaking down American SUVs versus German SUVs across performance, comfort, tech, reliability, and true 10-year value. By the end, you'll know exactly which one belongs in your driveway and which one is a ticking time bomb. But before we dive into the data, if you believe reliability matters more than a badge, hit that like button. Because that's exactly what we're about today, finding the SUVs that actually make sense for your wallet long term. Two different philosophies, two different promises. American SUVs were never trying to be fancy. Ford, Jeep, Chevrolet, these brands built vehicles for people who actually use them. Tow a boat, haul a family across 3 states, crawl through mud without flinching. That's the American SUV promise. Tough, practical, and priced for real people. German SUVs made a completely different promise. BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, they said, "We'll give you performance and luxury and technology all in one package." And for decades, people paid a premium to believe that promise. The real question isn't which is better, it's which promise actually holds up when you're living with it every single day. Performance, raw power versus precision engineering. American SUVs are monsters when it comes to brute force. The Ford Expedition packs a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 that can tow up to 9,300 pounds. 9,300 pounds. That's not a spec sheet flex, that's a boat, a horse trailer, or a loaded camper without breaking a sweat. The Chevrolet Suburban runs a 5.3-liter V8, and it doesn't apologize for it. Then there's the Jeep Wrangler. Off-road, nothing from Germany can touch it. Solid axle suspension, locking differentials, and 10.8 inches of ground clearance. It was literally designed for terrain that would stop most vehicles cold. The Ford Bronco follows the same blueprint, built for people who drive where roads stop existing. But here's the trade-off. Put a Wrangler on a highway for 2 hours, and you'll feel every mile. The ride is stiff, the wind noise is real. It doesn't pretend to be a luxury cruiser, because it was never meant to be one. German SUVs flip that equation entirely. The BMW X5 xDrive 40i runs BMW's B58 turbocharged inline-6, 375 horsepower, 398 lb-ft of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. And it does it while floating down the road like the pavement was made specifically for it. The Porsche Cayenne pushes 335 horsepower in its base trim, and its handling is so sharp it embarrasses sports cars in corners. The Mercedes-Benz GLE's adaptive air suspension reads the road in real time and adjusts before you even feel a bump. That's not engineering, that's sorcery. The honest summary? If you need to work your SUV hard, towing, hauling, off-roading, American wins without debate. If your idea of performance is carving through mountain roads at speed with a smile on your face, Germany has your answer. Fuel efficiency, neither is going to impress you. Let's be straight, neither side wins a fuel economy trophy. The Ford Expedition gets around 17 mpg city, 23 mpg highway. The Chevrolet Suburban pulls 16 city and 20 highway. These are trucks wearing SUV clothing. They drink fuel like it's a hobby. German SUVs do slightly better, but don't get too excited. The standard BMW X5 averages around 21 mpg combined. The plug-in hybrid version of the X5 improves that number significantly for short trips, and the Porsche Cayenne hybrid follows a similar path. But push either of them hard and watch that fuel economy collapse immediately. The real winner on fuel efficiency, if that's your priority, isn't American or German. It's the Lexus RX Hybrid, at 35+ mpg combined. But that's a different conversation entirely. Interior and comfort, space versus sophistication. Climb inside a Chevrolet Suburban, and the first thing that hits you is the space. 42.5 inches of front legroom. A third row that adults can actually sit in without folding themselves in half. Enough cargo space behind that third row to pack for a 2-week family trip without playing Tetris. The Ford Expedition is nearly identical, massive, practical, and built for families who actually live in their vehicles on weekends. The controls are simple, the materials are decent. Nobody's going to confuse a suburban interior for a luxury hotel. But that's not the point. It's comfortable, functional, and built to survive children, dogs, muddy boots, and whatever else life throws at it. German SUV interiors operate in a completely different atmosphere. Step into an Audi Q7, and the dashboard feels sculpted, heated and ventilated seats, real wood trim, premium leather that ages beautifully. BMW's X5 gets the iDrive 8 infotainment system, widely considered the best in the business, with a curved display that integrates seamlessly into the dash. The ambient lighting alone on a Mercedes GLE has more settings than most apartments. But here's what they don't tell you at the German dealership. That premium interior means premium replacement costs. A cracked screen in an Audi Q7 isn't a $200 fix. Those real wood trim pieces, those massaging seat mechanisms, that sophisticated climate control system, they all cost real money when they stop working. And eventually, some of them will. Technology, practical tools versus cutting-edge experience. Ford's Sync 4 system is genuinely good. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, over-the-air updates, a clean and responsive interface. It does everything a driver actually needs without requiring a tutorial. Jeep and Chevrolet have made similar strides. The tech gap between American and German SUVs has narrowed significantly in recent years. But German automakers are still operating on a different level when it comes to technology integration. BMW's iDrive 8 supports gesture controls. Wave your hand to adjust volume. It feels gimmicky until you actually use it. Mercedes-Benz's MBUX system uses augmented reality navigation that overlays directions directly onto a live camera feed of the road ahead. You see an arrow telling you to turn right, floating over the actual street you're looking at. The Audi Q7's virtual cockpit puts every piece of information exactly where your eyes naturally fall. The Mercedes system even understands natural commands. Say I'm cold, and it adjusts the temperature. Say I'm tired, and it suggests a rest stop. It sounds like a party trick, but living with it daily changes how you interact with a car entirely. The American advantage here is simplicity and durability. Less complexity means fewer things to break. The German advantage is the actual experience. It genuinely feels like the future. Reliability and maintenance, where the real story lives. This section is where the gap becomes undeniable. American SUVs are built for the long haul without drama. Ford and Chevrolet parts are cheap, widely available, and any mechanic in any small town can work on them. The engines are proven. A 5.3-liter V8 Suburban isn't breaking new engineering ground. It's a refined version of technology that's been reliable for decades. Jeep's reliability has had its problems historically, but the Wrangler's mechanical simplicity means repairs are rarely catastrophic. German SUVs are a completely different story when something goes wrong. The BMW X5 with the B58 engine and ZF 8-speed transmission is one of the more reliable setups BMW has produced, but avoid the V8 models. The complexity jumps dramatically, and so do repair bills. The Audi Q7's air suspension, beautiful when it works, costs thousands to replace when it fails. And it eventually fails. Consumer Reports reliability data is consistent on this point year after year. German luxury brands rank in the middle to lower tier for reliability. American mainstream SUVs rank higher on average. One Reddit mechanic summed it up plainly. Every Range Rover in my shop has a German cousin that visits almost as often. The real cost of German SUV ownership isn't the purchase price. It's years 3 through 7, when warranties expire and complexity collects its debt. Price and value, the number that changes everything. A Jeep Grand Cherokee starts around $37,000. The Ford Bronco kicks off near $35,000. The Chevrolet Suburban starts around $58,000, but gives you 3 rows, real towing capacity, and an interior that fits 8 people comfortably. For the money, American SUVs deliver a lot of vehicle. German SUVs start higher and climb fast. A base BMW X5 opens near $62,000. A loaded Mercedes-Benz GLE can push past $80,000. The Porsche Cayenne starts around $68,000 and doesn't stop climbing until you've configured something that costs more than a house in certain zip codes. And depreciation hits German luxury brands harder. A Range Rover loses value at a pace that's genuinely alarming. Even BMW and Mercedes lose 40 to 50% of their value in the first 3 years. American SUVs like the Suburban and Expedition hold value more steadily, particularly because demand for large family haulers stays consistent. There is one outlier worth mentioning. The Genesis GV80 starts around $58,000 and consistently outscores BMW and Mercedes in owner satisfaction surveys. Car and Driver gave it a perfect 10 out of 10. It includes complimentary scheduled maintenance for 3 years, a 27-inch OLED display, and Napa leather on top trims. It's the quiet disruptor in this conversation. Not American, not German, but beating both at their own game on value. Which one is actually built for you? If you have a family of 5 or 6 and you spend weekends hauling bikes, gear, and chaos across long stretches of highway, the Chevrolet Suburban or Ford Expedition is built specifically for your life. Nothing German comes close to that combination of space, towing, and long-term cost control. If you spend most of your time on roads, commuting, weekend drives, the occasional mountain trip, and you want every drive to feel like an event, the BMW X5 xDrive 40i is the benchmark. Stick with the inline-6, avoid the V8, keep the warranty active. If off-roading is the reason you're buying an SUV at all, the Jeep Wrangler or Ford Bronco aren't just good choices, they're the only honest choices. No German SUV will follow you where those two go. If you want German interior quality and driving feel without German repair bills, look at the Genesis GV80 seriously before you finalize anything. And if reliability is the single most important factor, if the idea of an unexpected $3,000 repair makes your stomach drop, the Lexus RX is still the answer. The data keeps returning to 200,000 miles, minimal drama, consistent resale value. It's not glamorous advice, but it's honest. American SUVs are built for people who use their vehicles as tools. German SUVs are built for people who want the drive itself to be part of the experience. Neither is wrong. They're just answering different questions. The Expedition won't make you feel like a driving god. The X5 won't haul your boat without complaining. Know what you actually need, not what looks good in the driveway, and the decision makes itself. So which side are you on? American muscle or German precision? Drop your pick in the comments. And if you're somewhere in between, tell me which SUV you're actually cross-shopping right now. If this comparison helped you cut through the noise, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building the most no-nonsense automotive buyer's guide on YouTube, and we need your support to get there. Our next video breaks down the best luxury SUVs under $70,000, including a few that will genuinely surprise you. It's linked right here. See you there.